start with... welcome everybody. I don't have to shout today. The DG, as yesterday, will start off with a few remarks and then we'll open it to the floor. We'll have a little bit less time probably today than we did yesterday. I'm sure you'll understand. Thanks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And first I would like to apologize for the delay. The briefing to the member states lasted more than I anticipated. First, I would like to provide you with a very brief explanation of the current situation, and then on the agency's activities. The situation at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant is very serious. Damage to the cores of the 3 units, Unit 1, Unit 2, and 3, has been confirmed, but there has been no significant change since yesterday. The cores remain uncovered by 1 or 2 meters. We do not know the exact situation inside the reactor vessels, but the pressure inside remains above atmospheric pressure. This suggests that they remain largely intact. The teams on the ground is continuing to inject water to cool down these units. At unit number 4, 5, and 6, which were not operating at the time of earthquake, the temperature at the spent fuel ponds, increased temperatures were observed at these spent fuel ponds. And for the radiation monitoring, as far as the radiation levels are concerned, the dose rates in Tokyo and other cities have increased very slightly, but the levels are not dangerous to human health. The information on the dose rate at Fukushima Daiichi site was 2.6 millisievert at 2:40 UTC today, 250. Evacuation of 20 kilometers radius zone around Fukushima Daiichi is complete, and sheltering has been ordered from 20 to 30 kilometers from the nuclear power plants. Now I would like to explain some of the activities of the agency. I will fly to Japan as soon as possible, hopefully tomorrow, to get the latest information on the situation and learn from the Japanese counterparts how best the IAEA can help them. And after that, my intention is to request the Board of Governors to meet as soon as possible to make my report. And next issue, I would like to send the experts to Japan as soon as possible. And next, a different issue, but in the fact of Fukushima Accident Coordination Team, I also established 2 teams within the agency. One team is for nuclear safety aspect, another is on radiation protection. So we have 2 expert teams in the structure of the Fukushima Accident Coordination Team. And we have received various offers to technical assistance from member states, and we are now evaluating how we can put to use most effective way, and this I will continue to have consultation with member states. Lastly, I hopefully tomorrow I go to Japan, and that will be a very short stay. One night, so I'll be back very quickly. But during my absence, my special assistant for science and technology, Mr. Graham Andrew, to my left, will brief you. This is what I wanted to explain at the outset today. Thank you.
Sorry, I'll repeat what I said yesterday for those of you who weren't here. When you ask your question, could you please introduce yourself by name and news organisation?
I think I'll need a mic. Sure, there was a WikiLeaks story in the Telegraph yesterday, and basically, to compress it, it speaks of a 208 G8 meeting where an unnamed IAEA official says that Sure, there was a WikiLeaks story in the Telegraph yesterday, and basically, to compress it, it speaks of a 208 G8 meeting where an unnamed IAEA official says that safety guides for seismic safety have been revised only 3 times in the last 35 years, and that your agency is re-examining them. That earthquakes in some cases have exceeded the design basis for some nuclear plants, and this is, quote, a serious problem, and that your agency is issuing a new guide on seismic evaluation. Additionally, because this is obviously the questions in context of how does this apply to Japan, directly, indirectly, are some of the facilities mentioned generally here in Japan. In addition to that question, could you tell us what the Fukushima plant is designed to withstand, what level of earthquake? Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, we do not comment on what is reported on WikiLeaks, but whether it is right or not. But on the safety of nuclear power plants against earthquake, after we have been trying all the time to upgrade the safety of nuclear power plants against earthquakes. I would like to invite some of you to explain about the safety, seismic safeties.
Thank you, DG. Well, first of all, I want to say that we are now, Japan now is in managing a very serious accident. So the fine analysis of whether this part of the plant was resisting to the earthquake, this will be for the time after the accident. So and also it is not known at the time being whether the serious consequences we see today are due to the tsunami, to the earthquake, or to the conjunction of both. So again, this is not really the time, but the time will come for experts to gather together and to review, to revise possibly standards on seismic safety. Thank you.
Second part of the question. The second part, sir.
It was
Can you tell us possibly, or can somebody tell us what level the Fukushima plant was designed to withstand?
I think the best way to explain that is actually we know that the plant had been upgraded to withstand a level, a peak, what's called the peak ground acceleration of 6G, which is quite high. And our initial indications were that that this earthquake was in the 0.56 G range, the peak ground acceleration at the site.
0.56.
Yes.
Okay. I said I do not comment on WikiLeaks. Does not mean I do not answer your questions. But we do not say if it is right or it is wrong. That we don't say.
Let me just raise it one way and then I'll get off the topic. Has there been changes to the safety assessments since 2008? Has there been an upgrade?
You know?
The safety standards.
Assessment, not standard.
The safety guides for seismic safety.
I'd have to go back and check. I think that I'll bring that answer tomorrow when we come.
Hello, Swedish television, Christian Katomeris. I have a more general question about your organization. Do you have any responsibility on preventing such an accident as that occurred here in relation to, for example, where it is built in a seismic area, for example? Do you feel any responsibility there?
Our responsibility is to establish standards, guidance, dispatch review missions, peer review missions to learn from the best practice, and we provide assistance to member states upon request. We understand these are the functions of organizations, but the basic principle is that ensuring the safety is the responsibility of member states. We also facilitate the coordination of cooperation among member states.
So you lack means, you mean, to have any influence on the national security issues? You lack means to have any influence on security issues in national?
For the if you mean about the nuclear security issues, that is the same. We can provide assistance, we can provide standards, we can provide guidance, and we can provide assistance to implement conventions or treaties if there are any. But it is not the responsibility to ensure safety and security, but it is the responsibility of each state.
My name is Ernst Gelex, ORF Austrian Television. Mr. Amano, I've got two questions. First, generally spoken, do you think or assess that the current situation is more dangerous now than yesterday? And the second question, do you think that TEPCO is doing a good job currently in order to prevent a possible meltdown?
First,